Everyone believed my brother was paralyzed until the night he stood straight up in front of 300 people. My brother Aaron, 28M, was always the golden one. Star athlete, easy charm, the son my parents bragged about at every dinner. I'm 22M, the quiet one who came along 4 years later and spent his whole life being told to stop being jealous whenever I noticed something didn't add up, and a lot didn't. There was the mysterious concussion the week I got my scholarship, the back injury that flared up the exact weekend of my college graduation, so the whole day became about him. Aaron always needed to be the story, but nothing prepared me for the accident. He said he'd swerved to avoid a kid on a bike and wrapped his car around a pole. Paralyzed from the waist down, he told everyone. No spinal scans he'd actually show us, no doctor we ever met, just Aaron in a wheelchair and a flood of posts. Some battles you fight sitting down. A GoFundMe went up within a week, $75,000 for experimental treatment overseas that insurance wouldn't touch. People emptied their pockets. Old teammates ran a fundraiser. The local paper ran a feature with a photo of him gazing bravely out a window. Strangers mailed him blankets and gift cards. And when I didn't share the link or throw in a dime, Aaron cried to his followers about his cold brother who never believed in him. Overnight, I was the villain. Cruel, bitter, jealous. My own mom stopped speaking to me, and my dad said I was tearing the family apart at the worst possible time. But I knew. 3 weeks earlier, I'd come downstairs for water at 2 a.m. and watched Aaron walk across the kitchen, open the fridge, and stand there eating leftovers like nothing was wrong. He didn't see me. I backed away shaking. Later, I caught him on our doorbell camera, standing up out of the chair to carry it down the porch steps before rolling off down the block. I saved the clip, and then I did what I always did. Nothing. I stayed quiet, because quiet was the only role anyone ever let me have. Then my aunt, who I'm barely close to, texted me an invitation to a foundation gala. I didn't understand why until I got there. Aaron was being given a resilience award on a stage in front of 300 people. Wounded veterans, kids in wheelchairs, actual paralysis survivors who'd fought for every inch of movement they had. And there was my brother, wheeling up to the microphone, dabbing at dry eyes, thanking everyone for believing in him when the world had counted him out. That's when something in me finally broke. I had spent my whole life swallowing it, letting him have the spotlight, letting everyone believe I was the bitter one. But this was different. This wasn't stealing my graduation anymore. He was stealing from people who had actually lost the thing he was pretending to lose. I watched a boy of maybe 10, real leg braces, look up at Aaron like he was a hero. I thought about every real person in that room, and every dollar, and I stood up. I walked toward the stage, right as Aaron posed for a photo with the mayor and a Paralympic athlete. "Aaron," I said, loud enough that the mic caught it, "stand up and tell them the truth." He gave a nervous little laugh. "Buddy, come on, stand up," I said. I pulled out my phone and started playing the doorbell clip through the speaker, his own figure rising out of that chair. His face went white, and then the thing I'll never forget. When I stepped up onto the stage, Aaron panicked. He forgot himself completely. He shot to his feet and grabbed my arm to stop me, standing, both legs steady as anyone in that room. 300 people saw it at once. The gasp was like the air got sucked out of the hall. Somebody screamed. The Paralympic athlete just stared at him. My aunt walked up to the stage, looked him dead in the eye, and asked if it was true. Aaron didn't answer. He just kept standing there, caught, his mouth opening and closing around nothing. The host quietly slid the award plaque out of his hands. I left before the storm could turn on me because I knew it would, but by the time I reached my car, my phone was already buzzing. The GoFundMe was frozen. Dozens of people had reported it within the hour. By the next morning, donors were demanding refunds, and the paper had pulled the feature off its site. Aaron spent months standing on other people's kindness, on real survivors' pain, on strangers who gave what little they had to a man who could walk the whole time. He forgot that a lie like his only works as long as you stay sitting down.